Okay. Oh, kids. 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 Drive me crazy. It's because of you guys I have gray hair. That is why I have gray hair. It will be colored next Friday.
I'm getting my hair done too next Friday.
You're what?
I said I'm getting my hair done too next Friday.
Okay. It's gotta be done. We gotta cover up that gray.
It doesn't even look gray.
Huh?
I don't even see any gray on
Oh. It's really bad right here on my head, right? This is where I'll get it right there. Summertime, I don't really care because I wear a hat every day. And I jump into the pool, so.
You have a pool?
You didn't know I had a pool?
I have a pool too.
Yeah, I have a pool. Put a pool in the backyard and put a deck on kind of one end of it. And yeah, I don't leave my house in the summer. There's no reason to. People come to my house, but. Okay. Okay, yesterday we started in on some graphing. We are going to be doing sine and cosine. So if I do maybe more examples on sine than cosine, it's not that big of a deal. It's the same steps you would take to do some. It's just your starting point. It looks a little different. So remember, sine starts in the middle there. Starts kind of the zero, starts in the middle where cosine starts up high. All right. And then if it was a negative one, well, sine still started in the middle and then you went down and then cosine it started low instead of high. So if I do more examples than one or the other, it's not that big deal because you still do the same process here. Okay, so where did we okay. So let's kind of take it back to I'm going to do a couple more of these with B. I'll do a couple with C, and then D, I'll do one. And then I'll kind of combine them and put everything in there. And then what I'm going to do is today, when I'm done doing this, I'm going to assign you, it's 12 problems. It's not homework. I want you working on them in class. So we will start them today. And then don't take them home and do them. Just save them for Monday, and we'll just continue working on them. And I'll post the answers on Monday instead of today. With this, I'd rather have you working on them in class than to do all 12 of them wrong and then have to fix that. So if it's one of those, I think I did this right and I can check it real quick before you do a ton of them, that's an easier fix than you doing something 12 times wrong. So if we can catch it one, we're good. Okay, so with this, and again, the A, B, C, and D, that's for you. If that helps you out, great. It helps you out. If it doesn't, don't do it. All right, so I said I kind of wanted to do maybe two of these. We'll see. Okay, so A was 1. Remember, that's what's sitting in front of sine, cosine. There's nothing there, so there's always a 1. So that means from the middle, it'll go up 1, down 1. That's what you got there. B, this is where you looked at, it was either in front of parentheses or it's hanging out with the X. So you would do 2 pi divided by 1/4. What's 2 pi divided by 1/4? 8 pi. Okay, so remember with fractions, if you're not sure, copy the first one, make a dot, and then flip over the bottom one, and that would be 2 pi times 4, which gives you 8. No parentheses. No. So on this, like I said, I mark this first. How far out I'm going to go, I put the halfway, and then I just mark those little quarter marks and go from there. This is cosine. So where am I starting? Up top. Okay. And then I'm just going to kind of follow. So it looks something like that. Mine looks really bad, but that's okay. How did Berdar get on that court? Come on. I didn't see the beginning of it. I put it on about halfway through, and then it was dark, so I couldn't see anybody. Then they turned on the lights, and I'm like, who are the other people up there? I'm like, that looks like Blake. Yeah, that's Blake. Oh, what's that kid on the end? So I was like, he's wearing like a red mask. I go, ooh, Berdar wears an Iowa State red mask every day. And then I looked at, like, I had him in class. I should have known what he was wearing, but I told you I don't pay attention to what you guys wear. Oh, I gotta be nice to him and tell him congratulations. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna move to, let's see here. Okay, let's do that. Oh, I am recording. Whew. Didn't know if I hit record. Good. I could record a desk on her Snapchat. Dork. Oh, you're a dork. All right. Up here is one. There's nothing in front of the X, nothing in front of the parentheses, so just kind of leave that there. Remember, C is always in parentheses. So if you don't have any parentheses, don't worry about it. But if it's in parentheses, and remember, it's kind of the opposite of what you think. So when you have X minus pi over 2, that means I want to move it to the right. Pi over 2. So I'm just going to leave it as positive. Tell me it's positive. If you're that kid that needs to put an arrow here and you do this, like, okay, I'm moving it that way. Put the arrow there. I really don't care. It's just something easy for you, not for me. So I just leave it as positive. If I'm moving it to the right, I'll put a minus sign if I'm going to move it to the left. But if you're that kid that says, well, I'm just going to put an arrow there, I don't care. No random number. So, okay. So here's how I kind of tackle this. In the very beginning of the year, when we did the even and the odd, the touchdown, the disco, when I was doing these graphs with you, I said, okay, start with 3 dots. Start with the 3 dots. And then from there, you can left, right, up, down, whatever you have to do. But I always say kind of start with those 3 dots. I kind of do the same thing here. What I usually do is I usually do one graph of this, and then I do a second one where I move it left, right, up, or down. You can do it all at once if you want. I find a lot of times when you try to do this all at once, you mess things up, but that's all on you. So if I go out here and I just do the top, and just say, okay, what would it look like if I didn't move it left or right or anything like that? What if I just did it with just the A and B? What I usually do is I make a dotted graph, and then a solid line is like, okay, this is my final. All right, so since it's sine, it starts there, goes up, goes down, way down and back. So what I usually do is kind of like this. Okay, so that dotted line is kind of like me doing in the beginning when I said, okay, start with these 3 dots. Okay, I'm kind of just starting with those 5 dots, and then I'm going to move them. The reason why I don't just put the dots, I actually kind of connect them, is because once you put 5 more dots on there, you don't know where anything's at. Okay, so I need to move this over pi over 2. Well, since this whole distance is pi, then this must be pi over 2. So basically, I'm going to take each of these points and move it over about that much. So this one I'm going to move right here. This one I'm going to move here. Move there. Where am I at? Forgot where I was. Move that one over here. I'm going to move that one right there. So it's like I move this one over a little bit. I move this one over a little bit. Move that one over a little. That one over a little. And then that one over a little bit. Wow. Okay, so when I do that, like for like a test, I'd probably say, okay, a solid line is my final. I have kids that will graph everything and then take highlighters and say, okay, the green line, that's the one I want you to grade. Like, don't worry about all my other lines or my dotted lines or my pencil lines. Just do that one. I usually just do a dotted and then do a solid, just say, hey, that's my final answer. Okay, if we have to move it the other way, maybe let's do a cosine of that one. I only got a few more, and then I'll shut up. Nobody wants to listen to me talk for a long time. See if you can put your A, B, C, and D in there without me, even though you know I'm going to do it for you anyway. What's my A? 1, B. Goes pi. I'm gonna move it this away. If you're that kid that needs to put an arrow, I'm gonna move it that way. Move it that way. Do that. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Oops. Same thing. I'm going to do just kind of a dotted one, and then we'll kind of go from there. So this is cosine, so where do I start? Start up. So ooh. No. Okay. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to move everything over pi over 4. Well, how much is that? Okay. Well, figure this right here from here to here is pi. That means from here to here, it's pi over 2, because that would be the halfway. So pi over 4 is just about that much. So I'm just going to move everything back about that much. So So that one's going back about that much. Oh, what do I got here? Okay, so I can't see. So it looks something. I just moved everything over kind of a smidge. These don't have to be exact. I know I sometimes get a hit. Well, how much is it? Well, figure out if this is all the way. And remember, pi is 3.14. That's all you're going over there. So that's pi over 2, and that has to be that'd be pi over 8. I mean, there's all sorts of different things, but just the direction and kind of how much there. All right. I'm going to do just one with just D, and that's the up and down. Write down y equals sine x plus 2. And then I'll throw all the numbers at you. So if you write, we'll just do that. No. Check. Okay. Sorry, people watching video at home. A little technical. Oh well. Okay. I tell my nephew to remember to put in his food. I got out the crock pot yesterday, plugged it in. Got out the frozen food, laid it right next to it. Put the directions as to how to cook the food once it kind of thawed. I thought, I'm coming home to Korean beef, and it's going to be awesome, and it'll be already done. I walk in the house, I don't smell a thing. I was like, I know I didn't text you and remind you, but did you not see a bag of food, a crock pot, and the directions? Woo! Well, it looks like we're not eating Korean beef tonight. We're having leftovers. Okay. God, I really wanted that too. Oh my God, that's good. Yeah. Boy, nothing gets done in the house if I don't do it. Okay, so on this one, A1, B, bye. There's no parentheses there. And with D, that's literally up to, down to. It's not the opposite of what you think. With C, it's always the opposite of what you think, because it's always what would make that 0. But you've been doing that since the beginning when I say, hey, solve this. And you go, if I say x minus 2, what makes that 0? 2. Okay, so that's why that's kind of the same thing as what you've always done. On this one, if you want to do kind of the same thing, just kind of do A and B together. That's fine. And you can do this all at once. I really don't care. But I tend to just kind of do stuff in pieces. So A and B, otherwise I can move stuff left, right, up, and down. Oh, this one was signed too. So I just do a dotted. Like I said, if you want to use a pencil, like use a pencil to do that one, and then just take a pen and do solid line, or a lot of people will grab highlighters on a test to show me what they want. Okay, so now all I'm literally going to do is pick up those 5 points and move them up 2. So just take point by point and move them up. Two. I can't see it. I don't have graph paper, so. Okay, this is gonna be badly drawn, but. And if you guys want graph paper, you can. That's really bad. If you guys want graph paper, you can grab some if you would like. If that would make it easier for you, by all means, snag some. Okay, I'm throwing everything together.
I don't want everyone to look at me.
What? Were you laughing?
Yeah.
What were you laughing at?
Nothing, everyone's looking at me. I don't like to take It'll happen again if I laugh really hard.
What was so funny? I didn't know anything happened. Because you're on your Snapchat. You're a bad child.
I don't think anybody ever.
Do what?
The last one we just did.
Oh, that one right there? Okay, I'm just kind of putting the next one up.
Keep your hand to yourself.
You say, I don't like it when you touch me like that.
I don't like when you touch me like that.
There you go. There you go. That was the way you say it.
Did you hear that?
What do you say?
I said, I don't care.
Well, you have to respect his boundaries that he has put forth for you.
It's who you have to
You have to. Everybody has boundaries. And he just told you his. Okay, see if down the side there you can't put your A, B, C, and D on there with when I throw it kind of all together like this. Well, except for one of those I don't have there, but which is that one. Bills and coins are money. Spares extra. Nail to the wall. Okay. A is what? 2. B is? There's no C. I already put that there. So remember with B, the only thing you're really looking at there is 2 pi divided by whatever is in, like I said, in front of the X itself. Or if you have parentheses, it'll be sitting in front of the parentheses. That's the only one you really have to kind of pay attention to. All right, so get out. Bump, 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 bump. Oops. Spare tire? Okay. All right. So maybe just do this top and if you can do all of this at once, do all of this at once. You don't have to do this in pieces. It won't bother me if you just, oh, here it is. Just if you're not super sure, just kind of, whoa. But that's an easy way if you can just kind of do, because A and B will change the shape of your graph, as in stretch it out, bring it in, make it taller, make it shorter. That'll do something to your graph. Where C and D is just going left, right, going up, down. You're not changing anything else about it. So if you do that, and then everything, I just put up 1. So if I go up here to 3, I'm just going to move everything up 1. Where's that? Oh, it's right there. And we'll see my badly drawn. All right, last one. And then I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to assign you 12 problems and just work on them. And then Monday, you'll just keep working on them. Last one. See if you can get down. Okay. Field of expertise. Cliff. Is that a crag? Bills and coins. To the wall. Brad? No, I'm just a man. All right. Did you have all that? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, so like I said, I'll just do that top. This is cosine and it's negative. So what's that tell you? Starts down. So that's where I just kind of started with that. And this says I'm going to just move everything over half pi. So if this whole thing is pi, then this much is half pi. So I'm just going to kind of drag everything over. I'm going to do this. Oh, it's a 2. Okay. Oh, man. I can't see. My hand in the way. So. All right. That's all I got for you. So like I said, I'm going to just assign something today. I'm not putting the answers up there. I'm just assigning that. Work on them now. And then Monday we'll work on them some more.